Welcome back, everyone, to Public Affairs. I am your host, Kaylee Aiken, and today I am here with Diane Watson, the Marketing Director for the Marion Public Library. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself and why you wanted to take the position that you are at the library.
Okay, so I am a reader, and we used to work at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is promoting things that are in your community, and this opportunity came to be, and I said, you know, it's always a good thing to promote reading and literacy. So I pretty much jumped on the bandwagon at that time, and I've been at the library almost 9 years. We're in the 8th year. It'll be 9 in December. So, and I've done a lot of promoting and doing things like that, marketing for most of my adult life. So.
Yeah. Why is the library an important part of the community?
Oh, well, you and I both know that when you're building that literacy foundation, you want to start at birth. And the library is brought to you by your tax dollars. So if you aren't using it, you're wasting some of the funds that are meant to give you some great services in your community. And the library is one of those services. If you look at it, you are always learning. And it gives you the opportunity to do lifelong learning, and that is either doing research or reading books or sleuthing out those things that will help you get to the next level of your learning. Or if it's a program, you know, we have multiple programs that are going on at the library at all the time of the year, every time of the year. So it is an opportunity for you to take advantage of everything that your library has to offer, whether you are a reader that is just starting or whether you are a voracious reader who needs books all the time. There are books in the library, there are magazines in the libraries, there are newspapers in the library, there's programs in the library, there's services that can help you get what you need. And like I said before, your tax dollars are paying for us to be there to be of service to you, so take advantage of it.
Speaking of events, summer just ended.
Yes.
We were talking about the program you guys just did. So how did that go for you guys?
We had a wonderful summer reading program. Each year we put on something that encourages kids to continue that reading and engaging with books and literacy, whether that's through programs or reading. We provide all sorts of reading logs for them to keep track, and then they get prizes along the way. You know, it's always fun to get a prize when you've achieved a goal. This year was the first time that we added, or first time since I've been there, that we added an adult reading challenge. And it paced the kids right along, all the way along. And at times, you know, the number of registrations outpaced the kids' registrations. But in the end, it was a great thing for the library because we got more people involved in doing their reading challenges, and then of course winning prizes. Everybody loves doing that, and our community was so supportive with providing the prizes. We always buy prizes for the kids to take home and do that, but for the adult one, we went out in the community and asked for support from different community businesses. And they were very generous, and that made it even more worthwhile to bring that type of an event, a program, to all of the adults and the kids in the community.
Yeah, I've said this many times, but it takes a village, it takes a community to get something done.
Yes.
And that's what I love about our community is we just come together.
Yep.
So let's talk about the Let's Read 20 program.
Okay, so the Let's Read 20 was founded, I bet it's probably been a good 6 or 7 years now. When I was first here at the library, there was another gentleman that was doing it. And then it was all about that literacy initiative of starting at birth with making sure you're reading to a child 20 minutes a day. We want parents to do it, we want teachers, we want grandparents, we want everybody to be reading to a child just so that child understands words and can then start building that cognitive things that they need to be very literate as they grow up and get into school and then have to take some of those tests that they do. So it's all about building a literacy foundation. So Let's Read 20 was in the schools. It sort of pushes reading 20 minutes, and the benefits. But Let's Read 20 has a bigger message also, because now we have made it our literacy success plan is reading that 20 minutes and then also adding in the components of the Imagination Library, which is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and then having a My First Library card, because when a child goes to the library, even if they're a baby and mom's taking books home, that adds to all of those books that are at home the potential of more words that can be read to the child. And then, of course, you're bringing in the Imagination Library, which will send you a free book once a month from the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. If you register for that, then you're going to get a book a month, and then if you go to the library every 2 weeks, you're going to be able to bring home more books and then have a home library for your child. And then, of course, reading 20 minutes will bring it all together, because then it becomes our literacy foundation, our literacy success plan, where you're setting that child up for success in school and in life when you're starting those 20 minutes of reading right when they are born. Yeah. So I love these components because it just is the basic foundation of where it should all start from.
Yeah. How are people able to get the My First Library card?
Okay, so the My First Library card, and this is for children age 0 to 5. You come to the library, you push them in with the stroller, and we will register them and any other family member that is with you. They'll get a specific card that has some little characters on it that says My First Library card. They'll get a bag, a canvas bag, that they can then go over to the kids area, check out books, and what they'll do is they'll bring the bag back on a regular basis. So that's what we want to do, is we want to start the habit of getting to the library on a regular basis, even if they're little and mom's picking them out or dad's picking out books. As they get older, they're still going to be traveling back and forth to the library, which then gives them an opportunity to build that habit and then know that this is a friendly place. This is where I want to be, and this is where those books come from that I know mom and dad are reading to me, or grandma and grandpa are reading to me. So it is specifically for age 0 to 5. Once they turn 5, it turns into a regular library card. Okay. For the My First Library card, there is no fines or fees. If you lose a book, that's another story, but there is no late fees that come along with it, because we know sometimes there's a book or two that gets lost at home when you've got a stack of books. But if you remember to bring them back eventually, then that's good. But there's no fines or fees on the 0 through 5. But when it turns to the 6-year-old card, then there will be fines, because you have to teach responsibility as well. So that is the My First Library card. And then you can only check out things from the kids area with that. It's not like somebody can take a My First Library card and check out adult books and all of that too. It gives it some limitations, but it's starting that habit of reading and learning, lifelong learning, right there at the beginning.
I love how it switches from 5 to 6. It's like a real library card, because responsibility is an important thing.
Yes.
So with that, what was the inspiration behind the Imagination Library?
Well, a few years ago, we attended a conference, and we saw, a booth that was the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We thought, oh gosh, that would be great if we could do it. And then we sort of looked at the numbers, because at that point, we were thinking, okay, we can look into this, but then the pricing, because the library would be responsible for paying for all of the books that are delivered to the child. Dolly Parton just has the warehouses and the mechanism to do registrations and everything, and we would have to pay for it. And then almost 5 years ago, the state of Ohio, Fran DeWine, said, I love this program, and the state needs to do this so that every child under the age of 5 in Ohio has the opportunity to have books sent to them for free. So she, along with her husband, decided, well, they didn't decide, they took it through the proper channels and everything, and it became part of the state of Ohio providing 50% of the funding that it takes to deliver a book to a child. Now, that being said, the other 50% comes back on the library to find community organizations or even funders that want to be anonymous and give to a program that goes, or give money to a program, the Imagination Library, but it goes into what we have at Marion Community Foundation is a Imagination Library Fund. The money goes into there, and then when we get charged for all of the books that are being sent to the kids, it pulls from that fund. So we don't touch it at the library. It's a fund that pays for the Imagination Library delivery. But there again, it's on the same mind frame of reading, getting books in the hands of kids, and then books into the hands of parents and or grandparents or guardians in a lot of cases, that you have the opportunity to have these books in your home so that you can read to a child, which then does start that foundation, the foundation of literacy. And that's why we call it, all three of those together makes that literacy success plan.
So what all does the library have to offer? What events do you guys have?
I would say the very first thing you need to do is go to our website, marionlibrary.org, and look at the calendar. The calendar is always full. We are constantly looking ahead for programs that we want to add to our spring, fall, summer. Everything that we have is listed on our website. So if you are even an inkling of interest in our programs, that's the first place you go. A couple of the things that we have that are coming up, I know we have a Read Local Author Fair that will happen in September. And this is where we are diligently, we started like a year ago, looking at bringing a number of authors to the library, and we're talking regional, local, Ohio authors, not the big ones, because we do that as well, to have a table at the library, and it's called the Read Local Author Fair, and it will be September 14th, and Amanda Flower, who is a local author, will be our keynote person. She'll speak for probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then you'll have the opportunity to go around the library to 33 other authors that are, like I said, regional, local, or even from Ohio. And you'll be able to talk to them and maybe buy some of their books and get it signed by them as an author. I think this is always good because it sort of gives you a mixture of genres and even age levels, because there is adult, teen fiction, nonfiction, even kids' books authors that'll be in the mix. So I think that's one of the big things. On a regular basis, we have book discussions. We have Books in Focus that talk about the books that are coming to our shelves the next month. And then, of course, from the little ones all the way up to the older ones, we do have the story times and the lap sits, and then teen programs, and then regular adult programs on a regular basis. 2 times a year, in the spring and in the fall, we have what's called our ALL program, ALL, which is Adult Lifelong Learning. And this is for 18 and older who are interested in taking a little bit of a deeper dive into a subject. And these have a little bit of a cost to them. We try to, make people register, and if it has a little bit of a cost, it'll be more of a meeting into the game, so that we make sure that people show up for these programs, because what we're doing is we're finding people who are experts on a certain subject and come and talk a couple of different sessions on what their particular subject is. So we're looking at we do that in the spring and in the fall, and if you go to our website, you'll be able to see when those are specifically coming available. Right now we are finalizing the book for the fall of 2024, and at the beginning of September we will release the book that has all of the programs. And there's about 11 or 12 programs that we do in the spring and the fall. And they're all different, and it's a wide range of subjects that matters, but it usually offers either 1 or 2 classes on a particular subject. And then you can register and then start attending the programs. And that is specifically for the older ones. And then, like I said, we have all sorts of things that are specific to the younger kids. We have family fun nights. We have teen times. We have trivia, or not necessarily trivia, but we have things for teens that are specific for the teens. We try to limit and so it makes a social atmosphere for both the teens, and then of course when you've got all of the young kid things going on, like the story time and the lap sit, those are for the younger ones as well, and the parents for that matter. But there's always something going on. Like you said earlier, the summer reading was just filled with like bubble program, magic program, and things like that. And we do have some of those scheduled coming up. Like I said, go to our website, marionlibrary.org. If you hear nothing out of me today or remember nothing, just remember marionlibrary.org. That's where you can go to find out all the programs, find out when we have certain things going on, find out about Imagination Library, find out about Let's Read 20, and a lot of different databases. You know, most people don't even look at that. If you go to our website and look under Find Info, you'll find a whole bunch of databases that you can just sort of sit and go through. We have a new one that just released. It's called New for Music Lovers. It's a music archive database that is called Rock's Back Pages. And it's articles about rock and roll over the many, many years. It's just a big database of all, and you can search it. So that's a brand new one to us, so we're sort of promoting it. And then, of course, you know, like if you're home improvement or creative or looking how to fix a car, I mean, you would probably not believe how many databases are connected in our website.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I know. It just gives you all sorts of things. So,
I was gonna say I will definitely be checking that out later today.
Okay.
Tell me about the bookmarks of the Marion Public Library.
Okay, so the bookmarks are our friends of the Marion Public Library. They are the group that supports the purpose of the library. Every dollar that they earn or fundraise comes back to the library to support programs, to support bringing authors, to support any of the things that we need to have at the library. Their sole purpose is to be a bookmark, their sole purpose is to be there for the library. So the group that we have has a book market in the library, and a book market is open on a regular basis. Right now their hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 4, and then they have an occasional Wednesday that is maybe a later hour. And then on Saturday, it's from 10:30 to 1:30, I believe. I'll have to look up that for sure. But I would say go to our website. It'll have all of them there. But what they do is we get donations on a regular basis of all sorts of books that are gently used or even look brand new. And what they do is they will put them into a big room that we have at the library that's called the Book Market. They have volunteers that run it whenever they are open. And you can come in and get books at reasonable prices, book sale prices, and then when we have the book sale, they're a little bit cheaper. So, and then on an annual basis, in the end of April, they have a huge book sale because of all of the donations that have been given to the library. That's usually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing, where much of the lower level downstairs in the library is set up as a book sale, and people come in and can browse through the boxes and boxes of books. Try to separate them out a little bit so that, you know, kids area, biographies, fiction, those types of things. But they do a great job of fundraising. They also have an author come in in October, and that is called their Speaking Volumes fundraiser. That is where it's a higher ticket item for a person to come and rub elbows with an author, a New York Times selling author. This year, Jane Smiley will be the author, and it will be October 18th. She will be coming in, and it starts at 6. If you are one of the $75 tickets, you get an hour of hors d'oeuvres and sitting there and chatting with her as she travels through the people that are there. And then at 7 o'clock, she does a program, and then at 8 o'clock, she does book signing. You have the opportunity to purchase books that night too, but that is another fundraiser that our bookmarks do. They bring authors in as well as the library, bring authors in so that we can connect people with authors that they may never have been able to talk to before. And then, of course, we have this next year, they're going to be doing for the second time, they're going to be doing a Sitting Pretty, which is, we have some old stools and chairs that have been in the basement of the library, and we're repurposing. So right now, we are looking for artists who would like to take on the responsibility of painting a chair or painting a stool, and then being able to donate it back to the bookmarks so that they can put it up for auction. And then there'll be an online auction where people can bid on the book themed is what we're trying to also suggest, is that it be book themed stool or chair, and then that is another fundraiser. So we have artist packets available at the library and in the book market. And then what they'll do is submit some sketches of what your ideas are. And then once they are accepted, there'll be an opportunity for the bookmarks to review them all, make sure that it's, some content and things that they would like. And then what they'll do is say, yes, go ahead and complete the project. And then next year, probably about spring, summer, we'll be bringing them all back, because you've got to give the artists a little bit of time to paint them. And bringing them all back, putting them online at an auction, and then seeing how well that fundraiser will go, along with the other things that they have going on, like the book sale and the book market that's open on all the time, and then their Speaking Volumes. But they are also always looking for those donors that just love to read, just love to be associated with the bookmarks, but really don't want to volunteer, but they want to be a donor. I mean, you run into that all the time. Yeah. And that's what the bookmarks are doing, because their sole purpose is to be a fundraising arm for the Marion Public Library and the services and programs and needs of the library. So it's a great group of ladies. I shouldn't say that, there's men too. Great group of people that are serving a great purpose for us.
I was gonna say, I love the market idea, because like I told you before, books are $20 a piece now. So it's just amazing how that can help the community, but also help them. So we talked a little bit about library cards for younger kids. What about library cards for adults? What does it all entail? What can you do with your library card?
Your library cards get you access. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I meant to say this earlier, but forgot. September is sign up for a library card month. So we always do a little bit of a push, what can you get for your library card? And I have a billboard that's going to be going up, and it has a video or a DVD. It's got an audio book. It's got a kid's book, and then it's also got like a fiction book, and free with your library. I don't like using the word free, because it's really your service. It's yours. Or it was like over $119 just to purchase all of those. If you went to, or 90 some dollars if you went to a retail place or an online place to do that. So that really is the bottom line of what you're getting for your library card. And then You know, you have all of these programs that you can attend. You have some database access that you have to have your library card when you go into those databases, like Consumer Report if you're looking for a refrigerator. But the library, your library card, it doesn't matter what your age. You should have one. It doesn't matter how often you use it. We'd love to see you there on a weekly basis. But having that gives you the access to a lot of things that you wouldn't normally find. Fiction, nonfiction, resources, databases, all of those things that are at your library, on your library's website, that you should be able to use or access.
So, as we talked about all the events that were going on, I think it's encouragement enough, but what would you say to others to encourage them to come to the library and get a library card and be involved?
Right. So the one thing about our events is you don't have to have a library card to come. Sometimes we find that there are barriers with kids that have library cards that maybe have guardians or something like that, but taking advantage of all the programs, because it is all about lifelong learning. And when you get kids to the library to take advantage of the family fun nights, the creative nights, the music things that they do, it gives them the opportunity to expand how they feel about themselves, how they feel about their family, how they feel about coming to the library on a regular basis. And that is really what it's all about, is being able to take advantage of what your library has to offer, whether you have money or not. It is for every income level, every person that is in Marion County. We are there as a service for you because that's why we are in the footprint that we are, the building that we are, and we do the programs. We have a bunch of people that are looking out to make programs that interest you to come take advantage of them, from age 0 all the way up to 110. If you live longer than that, you can do it too, because we do have the outreach program where it takes books to those people who can't make it to the library. We didn't even touch on that.
Yeah. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up. I want to ask one more question, though.
Sure.
If anyone wants to learn more information, give them the website one more time.
MarionLibrary.org.
Okay.
Yes.
I know we talked about that because it's very specific when you're looking at it.
And don't feel intimidated if you just want to walk in the front doors, because the doors will open at the front desk, and just start asking questions. That's what those people are there for. The frontline people are there to help you and talk you through things and get you what you need.
Well, thank you for coming today. I appreciate it. I'm meeting you. I learned so much about the Marion Library that I've never been to, but I love reading,
Yes.
so I will be taking advantage of some things you offer, and I hope the audience does as well, too. So, as always, you're watching Public Affairs, and I am your host, Kaylee Aiken.
Do you or somebody you know need urgent prayer? Call in to the COACB Prayer Warrior Hotline. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, day or night. 740-324-7729. And remember, somebody's praying for you.